Well, hey C3, it is me again. I'm your host, Ethan, and this is TableTalks. Today I'm interviewing somebody that I've gotten the honor of serving alongside here at C3. He's a recent addition to the staff in terms of longevity and how long some other people have been here. Man, I'm just excited for you to get to know him just a little bit more. He's actually behind the scenes in a lot of the stuff that we do. And also, I don't know, obviously I'm a cran. Fun fact, I have a knee brace and I'm actually a broken cran. So for those of you that are interested, now is the time where I'm going to go to our guest, Jeremy. How you doing?
Doing great, Ethan. Thank you so much for having me here
Yeah,
today.
man. Hey, I got to tell you, I'm excited. It's hard for me to take you seriously. I feel like the parrot has something to say, the way it's looking at me. I'm gonna talk to you just a little bit about ministry, about life. This is our Halloween themed episode. We're not just getting dressed up for fun here. I'm actually also being forced to dress up. Okay, lovely assistant Pazely is. She told me this is what I have to do, so here I am.
Okay, open.
No, Paisley, I don't want to be a cran. Anyway, we're just going to dive into ministry. We're going to dive into fun topics. The first thing I want to talk to you about is how did you get to C3 and where did you even come from?
Oh my gosh. I grew up in a Christian faith family, stepped away from it for a while, moved around here, moved around there, made every excuse to get away from the church I could. And then I got back into a church, not this one, but a different one. And, I kept waiting for that aha moment. Like, where's Jesus going to show himself? When's he going to tell me he's standing there? And I never got it. Flash forward a few years later, let's say I had some other things happen in my life and I wound up at C3's door and I came in here. And then one thing led to another. I call them God nods. God kept nodding. Hey, go a little further, go a little further. And then one day, someone walked in and needed some help. And I tried helping the best I could. And it just wasn't enough to me. So I thought, I don't know if this is going to be enough. I'm going to go in our sanctuary. I'm going to talk to Jesus and I'm going to tell him, I don't think I can do it anymore. So I went and sat down and I'm getting goosebumps now just thinking about it. I got this warm feeling and this just God moment of Jesus reaching out to me going, no, that's why you're here. And that's when I knew C3 is my home and I'm going to continue doing this for the rest of my life and just loving on people, loving, doing the work, what Jesus gave for me to do.
Right. So. Let me ask you this. What do you do at C3? Like what is your, I know. Where do we even start?
Actually, I brought a list of things I do here.
Let
me see here.
Jeremy.
Hold on. I'm almost there.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
So today I do doors. So we have a lot of security around here.
Yeah.
So I like to do doors.
Yeah.
We schedule those. There's an app we do, a website we do.
Yeah.
Let's see here. There's groups we do. But no, honestly, guys, I couldn't do anything I do without the help of the great office staff we have.
Yeah.
We've got Tiffany in there. We've got Tara in there.
Yeah.
And we just work as a well-greased, oiled machine. And just, to me, the definition of ops that we do is that I don't want people to know what we do because that means we're doing it the best.
Wow.
If everything's happening and nobody knows how, we did our job.
That's excellent. Yeah. Hey, thanks for sharing that. I want to move on here. What do you like to do for fun? I mean, clearly you're a very goofy person. You've got a lot of silly tricks up your collar.
No, that's all the tricks up today. But no, I love crafting. Now, I'm not an artist guy, but I love crafting. I put things together. You tell me an idea and you want this to happen. I'm going to make it happen.
Yeah.
I make stickers. I make T-shirts. Right. I stitch. Not so. There's a difference.
Okay. All right. Can you let me pause right there? What is the difference?
I say so.
Okay, that's great. Okay, what is going? Okay.
No, my wife sews. I stitch. But I still use the same machine. We do the same thing, but I can do it better.
Okay.
Sorry, honey.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, no, I love making things with my hand. Very often, or very infrequently, am I ever just sitting around waiting for something to do. I love cooking. I love cleaning. I love building and using the tools that God gave me to please others or help others.
I want to talk. I want to talk about the M&M machine.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, we have an M&M dispenser. If you come in C3, you just stick your hand. It's under like this rocket ship. You just stick your hand underneath, and then you get M&Ms. Where did that come from? Because you're the one that brought it in.
Yeah.
So where's the story?
My wife and I have had this thing going back and forth from offices for years. So she'll have it and I'll have it. And I thought, you know what? C3, where faith takes off.
Sure.
What a great catch slogan. And I thought, how can I get a rocket in here,
Right.
C3, where faith takes off? And so that's what it came in. So I made a sticker.
Yeah.
It says C3, where faith takes off. It's got M&Ms or jelly beans, depending on the time of the year. And it's just a hit. We've got kids that come through there.
Yeah.
We've got the adults that come through there.
Yeah.
Everybody loves it.
Yeah.
My doctor, he says I can't have it anymore. But you know what? Once in a while doesn't hurt.
What's a little sneak here and
That's
there?
right. It's
Yeah,
sneaky.
I'll tell you this. You can be sure that as soon as I walk in that front office door, I'm getting those M&Ms, dude. They're pretty addictive, and we have M&Ms, but we also have the peanut M&Ms as well. So there's that nice mixture there. That's what I tell myself. It's very healthy because we're eating peanuts, protein, nutrients, etc., along with a lot of red 40. So that's interesting. I know that when you first brought it in, it had jelly beans, and that was like whoa, jelly beans are here. And then when it switched over to M&Ms, I was like, oh yeah, this is good. This is good. And I know that we talked about like maybe doing Reese's Pieces at one point.
Yes.
I know that you mentioned that at past places where you worked, those were like a huge hit was the Reese's Pieces, but they're very expensive.
Yes.
They're a lot more expensive than the M&Ms. So, yeah. Anyway, we just got through a bunch of silly stuff, and that's great. Here's what I want to talk about. You mentioned God nods, okay, in the very beginning of our conversation, and you alluded to this moment where you went into the sanctuary, or what we would call the West Venue, and you had this moment with Jesus. Can you kind of unpack just a little bit more, maybe the beginning of your story and leading it up to right now where you are?
Yeah, absolutely. Not disclosing any names, there was a gentleman that had literally lost his home, lost his family, lost his pets. He had a house fire.
Yeah.
When he was out in the dumps in his house fire, he wound up having 3 strokes. So he lost his body. He was in a wheelchair. He was losing everything. He came through our office doors. And again, hey, I do the website. I do clerical stuff. I wasn't expecting when I took this job to also have a pastoral or ministry type role.
Right.
When he came in, he literally just wheeled himself through the door, struggling. I ran to go help him to open a door. He had already made it through and then just started crying.
Wow.
The biggest tears I've ever seen a grown man cry.
Yeah.
Asked him a little bit about himself and found out, his story, everything that we're saying there. He didn't want anything. He didn't come in asking for food. He didn't come in asking for money. He came in asking for prayer.
Yeah.
He said, the only person that can help him from this point forward is Jesus Christ. And I thought, well, boy, I can offer that.
Yeah.
I don't have money to give him. I don't have food to give him, but I can offer him prayer. So, we round up the office staff, we put our hands on him, and we said a prayer, and he broke down in absolute tears. It broke me down in tears.
Yeah.
I think everybody in that room was in tears. And, he left. I didn't know if I was ever going to see him again. And I didn't know, like I said, if that was the spot for me. Man, that took a lot of weight. And to not be able to help somebody that was asking you for help, was very tough. I wish I had $1 million to give $1 million.
Right.
So again, I had that thought to myself, I need to go outside. I need to just break down and cry for a minute. And I thought, what better place to go have a come into Jesus moment than come into Jesus in Jesus's house.
Right.
So I literally sat down there and I began to pray. And then that exact moment, pray that I don't belong here, or this isn't the role for me. I can't handle this, was when I was immediately stopped. I don't know. I've heard other stories where warmth is a symptom, but I mean, extreme warmth came over my body, and the voice was so loud in my head that is why you're here.
Yeah.
And it was clear than day that there was no tears, there was no fear, there was no sadness. I am here behest of God in Jesus to help others in any capacity I can, and that's what I'm here to do. Now, if I may continue, that gentleman now is an absolute Jim here
Yes.
at C3. He
Yep.
has befriended, hundreds of people
Yeah.
here, and he has now began to change lives. He's now got some physical strength back to where he's
Yeah.
walking. He's got his own place now. He is on the right path, and he still comes in here a couple times a week in group settings, in service settings,
Yep.
and just he's such a gift from God to our whole congregation, and he's an amazing person. Shout out to you out there. You know who you are.
Yep.
I love you.
Yep. You know, I gotta say, we have this staff prayer. Now it's a staff meeting where we pray, we talk about objectives, and it's the whole staff. We come together on Wednesdays. But before that, it was like 15 minutes, 20 minutes of just prayer on, I think it was Tuesday mornings. And I remember we were all praying, and somebody from the group said, "Man, I just don't feel like I just feel awkward about praying. I feel like that's just not my thing. I'll leave it to somebody else." And it's amazing to see what happens when you just trust where the Lord has you. And God is not looking for this like crazy prayer that uses the biggest words and the most explanation. Some of the like most meaningful prayers in my life is man, I'm hurting, and I need some help. And that's not a lot of words. Those aren't big words. Somebody that I look up to a lot, because I had this very same challenge of like being around these people who had this just gift for prayer, using these huge words, and they were so like dynamic, and they seemed to say all the right things, and everybody was moved by every single prayer that they ever had. And this mentor of mine, I was talking to him about it, and he said, nothing else matters when you're praying except for the conversation you're having between you and the Lord. Because the Lord knows your heart. He doesn't need to hear all those big words because he already knows where you're at in your heart. And what a reminder it is to just take the initiative, even if you don't feel equipped, because you didn't feel equipped in that moment. You were like, hello, can we get a pastor down here? Can I get some help? And the Lord used that moment to transform, I would say, to transform your perspective and your life for the better, and somebody else's life. And what another reminder is, man, you guys are the operations team. You guys aren't the pastoral team. You guys don't do a bunch of stuff for weekend services, etc. But you guys matter so much. Just because you guys do all of the systems and you're unseen doesn't mean that you guys don't matter. You guys are like the backbone of the church. You guys are making sure that things are getting into seats. You guys are collecting the Connect cards. You guys are making sure that everybody has what they need, the 400 plus people who meet in groups. You guys are all facilitating that. And being in church, you have to be somewhat willing to be ready to jump out of your comfort zone and pray for people, and be that pastoral presence that you were talking about. Being a pastor is not a sheet of paper. It's, Doug told me that one time. He said he has a sheet of paper, but that doesn't make him a pastor. Pastoring people is so much more relationship and what your heart posture is. And I just want to commend you and your team. Man, you guys do an excellent job. And I'm sure that C3 would be in a way, way, way worse place organizationally, structurally, if you and your team weren't ready to step in. So thanks for doing that. And we saw the life change come from it. So that's inspiring. Hey, I want to jump to a different topic here. Okay. You mentioned you're really crafty. You got the tricks up your sleeve. Right before we were filming, you mentioned that you have a piercing in your tongue.
I used to.
Yeah, and you can stick a paper clip through. And you mentioned like you might do like some magic tricks or whatever. Where does that is that something that you do often?
Yeah, I say so. I try to. It's always helped whenever, say is in sales or whatever in my past, you need to break the ice, or what happens usually, especially in sales, is adults have kids. Yes. And the adults need to make the decision. But if you could take that kid away for just a moment and, show them how your thumb comes off, or, how your nose breaks and stuff like that. You can do a lot of cool tricks. So that's usually where that came from or came in handy. And I'm just a kid at heart. And magic's cool. So I mean,
that sleight of hand is no joke, man.
So
cool.
If I could take my ring off my fat finger anymore, I could probably do one right now. But it's on there for good. My wife appreciates that.
Yeah, that's good. That's solid. Hey, I want to talk about your wife real quick. You've got a family, and you've had some kiddos, and you've got a bunch of pets. What does your wife do?
My wife is the philanthropy program manager at Meals on Wheels, or Mid-Columbia Meals on Wheels here, the local chapter. So she has thousands of seniors out there that rely on her to collect enough money for that organization to continue doing the function that they do.
Sure.
She runs, their groups and their events, just a thousand different things, all while inviting seniors to either come to the cafe or have meals delivered to her home. So she does phenomenal work, if you ask me, life-changing work.
Yeah. How did you and your wife meet?
Oh my gosh. Did you already know the answer to this?
No.
I was her boss.
Oh boy, really?
Yeah. So we worked together at a place, and I was her boss. I'd hired her. Anyways, we were, one thing led to another, but it was funny. So we started dating, but they had a rule against that. So she would bring her paperwork to me that I would have to review to sign off. And our signature number was 24. And it's continued. Our kids in sports and athletics have always been number 24.
Oh, wow.
And anyway, so I would write 24 on the invoice, and that meant I love you.
Oh,
so
geez,
as we continue throughout life, 24 has been a resonating number throughout our life. And it's quite amazing. So
nice.
Yep. On another note, I just had my first grandbaby who was born in room 24.
Wow.
So I'm telling you, this number has repeated itself throughout its life. I think,
cool,
again,
man.
just God nod, just reminding me, hey, I'm watching.
Hey,
I did that.
I love that.
So
cool. Hey, I want to pivot real quick. Let's go back to C3 here. We have these, the service changes, and there's a lot of changes that are happening. Staffing is changing. Service times are changing. We have this staff development that's come up, all this stuff. How you feeling about all the change?
Oh, goodness. Amazing. Again, I've been here a year. It will be a year and 2 days, just so you know, if you want to get me an anniversary gift or anything like that. So it will be 1 year here and 2 days. And I'll tell you, I have seen nothing but an amazing, immense amount of growth. I think we have less people doing more work than ever before, but the work is more meaningful, more substantial, more quality content coming out in so many avenues. And I mean, we couldn't do that without such an amazing team backed by Jesus. Jesus led, Christ led in everything we do, and it shows. I couldn't be more excited. I know we have some, future things coming that I couldn't be more excited for. And I think it really shows, how hard everybody works and how much everybody really wants, not only, again, to show what the gifts Jesus have given us, but to show that to the congregation and let that change lives and bring new and growing relationships to Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man, I totally agree. Thanks for sharing that. Thanks for being vulnerable. I've really enjoyed this conversation, loved where it's taken us. Here's the deal. We have to move on to trivia now. And so get your head on straight. Hopefully the parrot gives you some answers. Yeah.
I know. Can we cheat?
So anyway, let's go to trivia.
Let's do it.
I'm dressed up as Fantastic Mr. Fox. This is trivia. And so I'm going to ask you each 5 true or false statements. I'm not going to ask them. I'm going to tell you them. And you have to tell me if they're true or false. Who wants to start?
I'll go.
The most commonly used English word is the.
True.
It is true.
I hate you already.
The Nintendo DS came out before the Nintendo GameCube.
True.
It's false. Mosquitoes have killed more humans throughout history than any other animal.
Yes.
That is true.
Why didn't you give me that one?
I just made a list, man. Cats can make over 100 vocal sounds.
True?
It is true.
Yeah, I know, because I have 2 annoying cats at home.
Guess.
And they go through all of these different freaking sounds, dude.
There are more Applebee's than hospitals in the U.S.
False.
It is false.
Oh my gosh.
There's a Domino's Pizza in Antarctica.
Like an establishment or an actual pizza just sitting on the ice?
I would assume an establishment.
Okay. Yeah.
It's false.
Of course it is. Why would there be a Domino's in Antarctica?
The chief judge in the Salem witch trials graduated from Harvard.
False.
It's true.
Thank goodness.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's got a little bit of a kick, huh?
You ain't going to my house
Yeah.
after this.
All right, just got interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are 2 Jaws films in the Jaws franchise.
Isn't that false? Don't they have 3? Is it false?
It's false, but there's 4.
Oh, okay. Does that mean I have to take a spoonful? I feel like I answered that
Spicy
correctly.
hiccups.
No.
Yeah.
it's-
Oh, no.
Spicy
He's got the hiccups.
What the heck is this spicy
Yeah.
hiccups?
Oh my gosh, speaking of hiccups, the longest case of hiccups lasted 68 years. True or false?
True.
It is true. Penguins use tools. True or false?
True.
It is true.
I knew that was true because I watched a
Dang,
documentary
y'all
on
did
it.
good on
Nice.
this one. That's it.
We could look up more trivia real quick. Can we do that?
Yeah. What kind
Let's
of,
do 5 more
what
questions each.
genre?
Oh yeah.
Whatever genre.
Silly trivia. These are not true or false, but they're just trivia.
Okay.
Okay, which U.S. president had a pet alligator that he kept in the White House bathtub?
Was that Truman?
No.
Oh.
What's your guess, Jeremy?
No, Truman got stuck in the bathtub.
Eisenhower.
No, it's John Quincy Adams.
Oh, wait. Do we
Wait,
both have to
wait,
do
wait.
this?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, what is the smallest country in the world?
Country.
Denmark.
No,
Ireland?
it's Vatican City. So, how much does the heart of a blue whale weigh?
Oh, can we guess, like, who's ever closest?
Whoever's closest doesn't have to eat.
Okay.
Oh, I bet.
I hear the veins of a blue whale, like you can swim through them. Like
Really?
a person can swim through them. The veins. Keep that in mind.
I'm gonna say an elephant.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Is it like pounds?
In pounds.
In pounds?
It'd have to be
Elephant.
tons.
Okay,
I'm,
so-
well, maybe not.
So I would say. Oh yeah, how do you weigh that? And I'm just gonna say a ton.
I'm going to say 1.5 tons.
How many pounds is a ton?
2,000.
I'll let you re-guess. It's only in pounds.
What? Really?
wow.
Okay.
Every whale's different, but this
Okay,
is up
347 pounds.
Ooh, closest without going over. I'm gonna say 420 pounds.
to, dang, Jeremy's closer, but he went over. It's up to 400 pounds.
347. What did you say?
420.
Ah, dang.
Yes, closer. If we were playing Price is Right, I went over and I would have lost. But this isn't Price is Right.
Okay, we'll do 2 more.
Okay. Whew.
In what European country is it illegal to own just one guinea pig?
What?
To own just one in European country. Would that be like Amsterdam?
No.
Come on,
I have
come
no
on,
idea.
come
Guinea pigs.
New Guinea.
New Guinea. Let's do that.
No, it's Switzerland. Where is a shrimp's heart located?
Its head?
What's your guess, Jeremy?
Yeah, it's head.
That's correct.
All right.
Why'd y'all know?
No, let's
Come
do
on.
one more.
Oh, tiebreaker. Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
One more.
How long can sloths hold their breath? It's in minutes, so whoever's closer.
In minutes, I'm going to say 6.
Dude, I'm going high. I'm doing 23.
It's 40.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he just did the whole thing. Well, hey, everybody. That does it for our trivia segment. Man, this was a good episode. I'm glad you tuned in. Thanks for watching.